Now on CoastTV News.
We're expecting a couple of hot and muggy days for Delmarva, then watching Hurricane Debby now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. It will affect our weather by the end of the week. Forecast details coming up.
And speaking of Debby, Debby is doing some damage. It has our attention as we look at what it has already done in Florida.
Tiny homes hearing the next steps in Lewis as the city looks to address its affordable housing issue.
Fishing frenzy starts today, the big Monday on the line, and some weather-related changes for this year's White Marlin Open in Ocean City.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Monday, August 5th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. Thanks for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, coming off the weekend, first full week of August, and we're already tracking weather and its potential impact on big events like the White Marlin Open.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, this weekend was just muggy. It was hot. It was rainy. Then it wasn't. Then it was again.
And then it wasn't.
And then it wasn't.
Right.
It was a little hard to keep up with. So that's why we have First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihe helping us out. Bob, is this week looking more stable or all over the place?
Well, let's say the first 2 days of the week are looking stable, Paige. After that, all bets are off. We'll be feeling the effects, indirect or direct effects of Debby. Right now, temperatures out the door mild in the low to mid 70s, and we've got light winds. So it's a typical muggy start, August start to our day. Looking at clear skies over the top of us, so seeing a lot of sunshine, I think, as we head through the day as high pressure builds in, but it will be hot and muggy. But then here's Hurricane Debby now making landfall on the Big Bend of Florida. It's an 80-mile-per-hour hurricane with a lot of rain and wind, and this will slowly meander across the southeast the next few days and then affect us later in the week. More on that coming up. But today it's just hot and humid. By mid-morning, lower 80s, and then by noon we're up to 90 inland areas. A little bit of relief along the coast with 70s and 80s, low to mid-90s inland. Maybe a stray afternoon shower or a thunderstorm. Watch for that. Otherwise, have the sunscreen and the water today as temperatures surge into the 90s, but feeling like mid to upper 90s as we go through time. We'll have more on the heat and, of course, much more on the tropical rain headed our way thanks to Debby. We'll be tracking that coming up in a few moments.
Thank you, Bob. And we're going to continue on this Debby theme. Florida and Georgia bracing for what is now Hurricane Debby.
Yeah, some of those areas already feeling the effects of that storm.
The continuous rainfall made driving difficult for those who risked attempting to make their way through standing water.
And according to the National Hurricane Center, the storm is expected to bring major flooding.
We had our own brush with storm damage over the weekend. On your screen, you can see the extent of what thunderstorms did to Milford. There's some trees that were down in the neighborhood. Wind gusts were reported to be up to 50 miles per hour.
And Salisbury also recovering from storm damage. Hurricane Debby is expected to bring heavy rain and flooding. We're going to show you some photos of that there on your screen. These photos see a large tree that fell on a home. You can see the branches coming through the ceiling and the insulation there. Over the weekend, Salisbury Fire Department posted on Facebook saying it was experiencing an elevated call volume. No word just yet on any injuries.
Okay, here's a scene this morning. We are at the Harbor Marina in Ocean City. That is home to a number of boats for this year's White Marlin Open.
Yeah, it begins today, and as of this morning, 318 boats are registered for this year's tournament. Now, due to the chance of the windy offshore conditions, the White Marlin Open has actually extended its fishing days to Saturday, August 10th. Right now, total purse is, just a little $8.5 million. Officials, that change is due to what they are calling, of course, that unsettled weather. Now, it is the 51st White Marlin Open. It claims to be the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. Last year, not a single white marlin that was brought to the Harbor Island scales met the qualifications. The top prize of over $6 million, that went to John Oles of Laytonsville, Maryland. He's the one who hauled in a blue marlin weighing over 640 pounds.
Yeah, this week we will see big boats, big fish, but not everyone is excited about the White Marlin Open. People for the ethical treatment of animals, better known as PETA, sent a letter to the Ocean City mayor on Thursday asking the town to put their fish empathy quilt somewhere in Ocean City. It's to remind people that fish belong in the water, they say. But one angler thinks other problems may arise if this message catches on.
It would hurt the fishermen and the businesses, you know what I mean? Because they wouldn't even have the time to go out because there's not a tournament anymore, you know what I mean? They go out to make money every year off that tournament. Now that's just taken out of their pockets, and you're taking out of the pockets of the stores because people don't want to come down because they can't fish.
And most of the fish that are brought to the scales this week will be donated to the Food Bank of Maryland.
All right, today we enter the final week of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Today on Coast TV, you can tune in for events including beach volleyball, diving, and sport climbing.
Boy, it looks like a nice day there.
Yeah.
Live shot of Paris. Team USA crushing the Olympics this year. So let's recap where we currently stand with the medal count.
Of course, Team USA, we're still #1 in overall medal count, a total of 71. We are now a whole 26 medals ahead of the next highest team, China. We tie China, however, in gold medals. Two more teams who tie in gold medals are Great Britain and South Korea. Both countries have earned a total of 10 so far. Rounding out the bottom of our top 9 countries are Japan, Italy, and Canada.
And the competition is heating up as we enter round 3 to find out Delmarva's favorite summer game. The 4 games that made it into the round of 3 are track and field, gymnastics, swimming, and diving.
Ooh, okay, this is getting serious. So let's take a look at some of these now. Swimming, beating diving, 74% to 26%. I kind of think that makes sense. You know, with all the success we've been seeing, it's been exciting.
I mean, your girl there swimming.
Katie Ledecky. I mean, I'm surprised it's not at 100%. Although, shout out to the divers. You're incredible. But don't forget, of course, you can still vote. Pick whatever you want to vote for. Go to coasttv.com/vote.
And the Olympic Zone continues tonight on Coast TV. This is a daily summary and showcase of up-to-the-minute Olympics content. There's some really cool behind-the-scenes features that sets the stage for the most important action every night of the games. All this happening exclusively on Coast TV at 7:30 during the games.
This morning, the community at Sand Hill Fields, they're recovering from theft over the weekend. The garage at the Sand Hill Fields was broken into last night. In Facebook, on a post from the community, they said thousands of dollars of equipment was stolen. The community is staying positive. In that same post, they said despite the setback, they will stand tall and united with the wonderful people who support us. A year-long investigation into a string of shopliftings is now over. Laurel police say it was in May of 2023. Photos showed Sterling Jones shoplifting from the Laurel Walgreens. Then days after, they realized multiple Walgreens across Sussex County were robbed by Jones, totaling over $1,000. Police say Jones went back to his home state of New York. Delaware State Police worked with New York City Police in getting Jones back to Delaware. Now, it was just this weekend he was extradited. He now faces charges here in Sussex County.
This morning, Delaware State Police will continue to determine the cause of a crash. This took place Saturday night. The Indian River Volunteer Fire Company was called to the intersection of John J. Williams Highway and Indian Mission Road in Millsboro. And according to the fire company, a Cadillac and a Ford crashed into each other. 2 people were taken to a nearby medical facility for treatment.
After months of discussion, Lewis set to hold a public hearing that would pave the way for accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs, or tiny homes in the city. This has been a topic in the works for quite some time. The city wants now the public's feedback. ADUs are basically just a smaller place to live that can be built on an existing property or even built into or on top of one. In the current draft ordinance, the city saying they allow ADUs, it would, quote, help alleviate the worker and working family housing shortage, end quote. The public can share your thoughts on this draft ordinance tonight.
The Veep Stakes, that's what they're calling it. Vice President Kamala Harris coming closer to announcing who will join her ticket as vice president.
First time I'm hearing that one. As Susan McGinnis shows us, while the field has narrowed, it's still not certain whether the Veep has chosen a Veep.
Vice President Kamala Harris's big decision is now just a day away. The presidential hopeful meeting face-to-face in Washington with several top contenders. Who will be her running mate?
We are the underdogs in this race.
If Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro knows her choice, he wasn't letting on Saturday.
I'm taking my dog for a walk.
Speculation is growing Shapiro will be her choice, a popular governor in a key swing state delivering 19 electoral votes. Along with Shapiro, the narrowing field includes Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Trump's VP choice defending his running mate this weekend.
All I can do is go out there and prosecute the case against Kamala Harris and remind people that things were more prosperous and more peaceful when Donald Trump was president.
The latest poll shows Harris in a virtual dead heat with the former president. And in key swing states, Harris virtually eliminates Trump's earlier lead over President Biden. Trump sharpening his attacks on Harris.
You have a radical left freak. You have a candidate who is fake, fake, fake. On the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight.
After a rally in Philadelphia Tuesday, Harris and her new running mate plan a tour of 7 battleground states with stops including Detroit, Savannah, and Las Vegas. Susan McGinnis, NBC News, Washington.
Oh, we're just getting started this morning. Still ahead, an improvement project could be coming to a popular campground.
Yeah, coming up, we'll tell you which parts of Cape Henlopen State Park could be getting an update.
Also ahead, a long-awaited paving project expected to begin today, while one local says this work is needed.
And Berkshire Hathaway slashes shares with media giant. We have the big drop in the value of its holdings with Apple. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
The beauty is hard to miss at Ocean City's premier golf course, Eagles Landing. Overlook the Sinnapunxent Bay's salt marshes and enjoy the unspoiled beauty of Assateague Island National Seashore. Eagles Landing offers 5 sets of tees, making the course playable for beginners and challenging for most skilled golfers. And the Caddyshack Cafe and Pro Shop ensure golfers have everything they need. Find our best rates at eagleslandinggolf.com. Eagles Landing, upholding the tradition of the game.
Over 50 years ago, JD Asphalt was built on a strong foundation of family values.
So when you call us, you'll speak to a member of our family, like me, where I'll talk you through our entire process, answering any questions you have along the way, and delivering prompt free estimates no matter the size of the job. Call now and ask about our 0% financing options, or visit our website for special discounts. JD Asphalt, a trusted family company for over 50 years.
Transform your outdoor spaces with Expert Wire. Add outdoor outlets to your porch, patio, or pool area and effortlessly plug in lights, fans, or whatever you need without extension cords. Expert Wire's skilled electricians provide safe, professional installations which will enhance your outdoor experiences this summer. Whether you're hosting a barbecue, enjoying an evening with friends, or simply relaxing, we make it seamless and convenient. Call or book online at expertwire247.com. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
Researching a new HVAC system or water heater can be like buying a car. Let Chesapeake Home Services take the guesswork out of your homework. Test drive a new system, and if you're not completely satisfied for any reason and we can't fix it, we'll buy it back. Plus, we'll include our bumper-to-bumper warranty, 10-year parts, 10-year labor, and a 10-year maintenance plan. To learn more, call us or visit us at ChesapeakeHomeservices.com.
For service sure to make you smile, they always go the extra mile.
5:12 on our Monday morning, a muggy Monday morning. Bay Health Cam in Dover, 74 right now. A little hazy out there. Seaford 72, looking at 72 in Milton. Ocean Pine 72. Rehoboth right now at 74 and a light southwesterly breeze. We're looking at clear skies right now, and that'll be the case really much of the day. Wide and altitude, you can see the quiet conditions over us, but then down the coast, it's tropical trouble. It's Hurricane Debby now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida with a lot of rain. That will affect us later in the week, but if you're headed out to the golf course today, looking good, not excellent because it's going to be hot and muggy again, 91, but feeling like mid to upper 90s, and watch for a stray afternoon shower or storm.
Good is good, Bob. I'll take that putt any day. Happening today, a road closure in Milford. Drivers should plan ahead for Fox Run Road between Patriots Way and Betts Pond Road will be closed through August 26. During this time, crews there will be working on the North Millsboro bypass. And then starting tomorrow, Autumn Road at Branch Road will be closed. That's the area that we are showing you right there on your screen. This project will take about 2 weeks as crews will be installing sewer lines until Wednesday, August 21st.
Berkshire Hathaway has slashed its stake in tech giant Apple by nearly 50%, and that's according to the company's quarter earnings report released on Saturday. Berkshire Hathaway saying its holding in Apple were valued at more than $84 billion. That was at the end of the quarter, dropping from 790 million shares to 400 million shares. Well, mortgage rates, they dropped to the lowest level in just about a year. That dip came after a weaker than expected employment report. According to Mortgage News Daily, the popular 30-year fixed mortgage dropped to 6.4%. Still pretty high, but it is the lowest rate since April of 2023. The drop seems pretty dramatic, though, because it started the week at 6.8%. Coming up this morning, road work happening in Rehoboth Beach. We're going to tell you where the work is expected to take place.
Drive with caution this morning. Some limited visibility in Ocean City. Seeing some fog here on the Gateway Subaru Cam. Otherwise, it's a couple of hot and humid days for Delmarva. Then our attention turns to Hurricane Debby. We'll be feeling the direct or indirect effects with heavy rain by the end of the week. I'll track it in your forecast coming up in 2 minutes.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Gamey Elliott in Salisbury today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Upgrade your roof. Whether it's metal roofing or shingles, Alpha Roofing and Siding is the pinnacle of protection and style, using premium materials that withholds any harsh conditions that are covered by a 50-year material warranty. Get free gutter guards with your new roof and 12 months no interest. Ask us how to save 30% with a federal tax credit on solar skylights. Call today for more details. Alpha Roofing and Siding, where protection comes first and setting the standard is our legacy.
The queen approacheth. The termite queen can lay between 20 and 30,000 eggs a day and can live for 50 years. And those millions of termites can eat over $5 billion a year in damage. Take your home off the menu with termite protection by Brazier's Pest Control. The experts at Brazier's use over 40 years experience to administer the best protection in America, 6 times faster than Bates, with long-lasting protection. Call Brazier's now and defend your castle.
Ever feel lost in the world of real estate? Imagine a partner who transforms confusion into clarity, who stands by your side from the first question to the final signature. A professional who knows the market, ensuring that your journey is as smooth and successful as possible. This is the value of a great realtor. With Pam Price, you're not just making a move, you're moving forward. So why do you need a realtor? Because with the right one, you can find your way home.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Time is 5:17, and here is a live look at Ocean City. The Ferris wheel near the inlet lit up as we start a new week. Bob, it's going to be a hot start to this week.
It is hot, and then a rainy end to the week thanks to the direct or indirect impacts of what is Hurricane Debby now. So let's take a look at the weather headlines. Week starts hot and humid. We're looking at highs in the low to mid 90s. Feels like temperatures mid to upper 90s. Then we see a stalled out front midweek with cooler temperatures, rounds of rain and storms. And then that rain picks up in intensity end of the week. So does the wind. We could see some flooding as we watch Hurricane Debby as it tracks near us as we go into the end of the week. Still hard to nail down exactly where Debby is going or the remnants of it. Looking at temperatures this morning in the low to mid 70s, we've got a light southwesterly breeze. So it's going to be a typical August summery day with hot and humid conditions as we're looking at clear skies now, and we've got high pressure building in from the west. But here's Hurricane Debby. Good thing it's running out of water to strengthen because it is really tightening up and strengthening very quickly. About to make landfall in the Big Bend of Florida with a lot of rain, wind, and isolated tornadoes here. And over the next several days, it's going to slowly move over the Big Bend of Florida and then just kind of meander around the southeast. It could dump 20 to 30 inches of rain along the South Carolina coast. They could be looking at flooding emergencies there as the storm just kind of stalls. And then it starts to slowly make its way to the north. So this is Saturday at 2 a.m. It's a remnant low over Raleigh, North Carolina. And then it looks like it's headed our way, or at least in our direction at that time. Futurecast this morning, we're in the 70s, and then by 10:30, we're into the upper 80s, low to maybe mid 90s by this afternoon. Can't rule out a stray shower or storm. A little cooler at the beaches, and then we're mainly clear, mild and muggy through the overnight. Then Tuesday, much like today, back to the lower 90s. Storms could be a little more numerous, and then we go into Wednesday as a front will stall over the top of us, and that will trigger showers and storms. It will be a little cooler thanks to the cloud cover as the flows start to turn in out of the east. And then we go down the road, we start to see Debby making its move up the coast or in that kind of fashion. And as we go into Thursday, it's scattered showers. And then I think the rain starts to pick up in intensity, and so does the wind. Could be heavier rain Friday into Saturday with gusty winds, and Saturday could be a total washout with very heavy rain as the remnants of Debby tracks off to our north and east. Then we start to quiet things down after that and dry dry up. As we go through time, look at the rainfall amounts through Friday, upwards of about 2.5 to 3 inches. And then we tack on another few inches, so maybe a grand total of, say, 6 to 9 inches of rain across Delmarva. So get ready for that. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, hot low 90s the next couple of days, and then cooling off as the rain increases. Storms Wednesday, that rain and storm and wind increases by the end of the week. I suspect we'll be issuing some alerts at some point, maybe a red alert by Friday for Saturday. We'll have to see about that. Then heavy rain Saturday with Debby, and then it dries out on Sunday. Our umbrella winner today is Joanne Mathias from Georgetown. Congratulations, Joanne, on your brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Bob, in Rehoboth Beach, cones line Shuttle Road in preparation for paving work. It's supposed to happen today. DOT says this work will take place from the Route 1 intersection to Country Club Road. One driver we spoke with who regularly drives this road says this work is much needed.
Presently, you know, it's there to get out onto one. You going north or south is, you know, is brutal. You know, I mean, especially if you were in a hurry. Don't wait to the last minute wherever it is you're going.
And officials say this work is expected to be completed in early October.
Still coming up this morning on Coast TV News Today, DNREC could be improving parts of Cape Henlopen State Park. We're telling you what that project could entail after this break.
Hey Mildred, you ready for our weekly twister match? Help! 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 Linda, I slipped and I can't get up. Mercy, Mildred. Swirl me in bubbles and call me a jacuzzi. I told you should have called Peninsula Bath.
At Peninsula Bath, your safety is our #1 priority because we believe in baths without bruises and showers without surprises.
I'm no longer scared to use my shower. Thank you, Peninsula Bath.
Peninsula Bath, ready when you are.
Transform your outdoor spaces with Expert Wire. Safe, professional installed outlets for your porch, patio, or pool area mean no more extension cords. We make it seamless and convenient. Call or visit expertwire247.com. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
Are you tired of rust stains, funny smells, and floaties? Are you concerned about contaminants in your water? City or well, call Shore Water Refining. We'll perform a comprehensive water analysis and offer a cost-effective solution in less than 48 hours. From whole house systems with water softeners designed for Delmarva to reverse osmosis bottle quality water right at your sink. Shore Water Refining, family owned and operated for over 50 years. Call or visit us online at shorewaterde.com today.
Welcome to Your Space Storage at Bayside, proudly serving the beach with a unique redesigned storage experience. Enjoy our fully enclosed loading area, 24/7 access, climate-controlled units, and a revolutionary self-serve kiosk where you can check in and load in anytime, day or night. Visit us at storeatbayside.com to get your first full month free and lock in your rate for 1 full year with our Your Price Guarantee. Your Space Storage, conveniently located just 2.5 miles from the Fenwick Harris Teeter.
Pain and immobility take you away from everything you love to do. That's why at PAM Health Rehabilitation Hospital of Georgetown, our focus is to rebuild your life by providing high-quality, post-acute care to those who suffered from serious injuries or illness. With state-of-the-art facilities, advanced robotics, highly trained professionals, and the highest level of rehabilitation care. It's all about gains. Gain your movement, gain your independence, gain your life back. PAM Health Rehabilitation Hospital of Georgetown.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
Transform your outdoor spaces with Expert Wire. Safe, professional installed outlets for your porch, patio, or pool area mean no more extension cords. We make it seamless and convenient. Call or visit expertwire247.com. Leave the wiring to the experts and make it a powerful day.
A bill proposed by Delaware Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester recently passed its legislation. It's called the Clean Slate Act. It eliminates barriers for low-level and non-violent offenders when it comes to employment, education, and housing. This is in effect now statewide in Delaware.
In Millsboro, Cupola Park could get some improvements. Tonight, the town council there will review a resolution for support of a DNREC application. This application is specifically for the replacement of the Cupola Park Pavilion.
Popular campground, it could be expanded. DNREC is reviewing improvement projects for the Cape Henlopen State Park. This includes redesigning the campground plan to plan for the future. The division's talking about completely renovating the fishing pier adding a new trail named Wolf Neck Trail spanning 6 miles. Also finishing up the Biden Environmental Center renovation, which began in 2018.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey back with us. We'll worry about Debbie later in the week. You're actually tracking a pretty nice day at the beach today.
Yeah, no, the next 2 days, guys, great at the beach. There are no worries there, but then after that, all bets are off as Debbie approaches. We're looking at Fenwick Island and Ocean City with temperatures in the 70s today, close to 80 in Ocean City later on, lower 80s in Fenwick Island. Waves around 2 to 4 feet. Rip current threat is low. UV index is high. Lewis a little warmer with highs in the mid-80s with sunshine and low to mid-80s in Rehoboth. On the Bayside in Cambridge, we're looking at temperatures beginning in the 70s and warming close to 90 as we head into this afternoon, and Crisfield temperatures into the mid-80s. And then the rain starts to pick up in intensity as we go into Wednesday. Then we really start to feel the effects of Debbie late week into the weekend. Much more on the tropics and your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Thanks much, Bob. Still ahead after the break, accessory dwelling units are in review in Lewis. We're telling you when you can give feedback on some proposed housing changes in the city.
Also, the White Marlin Open is on. We'll tell you about how many boats are currently registered for this year's event and the massive prize they could be fighting for.
And Hurricane Debby difficulty. We're going to show you the damage in Florida and where that storm is expected to head next. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Delaware Electric Cooperative is proud to power Central and Southern Delaware. We power local artists creating masterpieces inspired by nature, eateries with roots that run deep in our communities, and business owners helping other entrepreneurs succeed. We serve a new orchestra founded by co-op members and a new library built to better serve Harrington families. We're inspired by the stories of our friends and neighbors, and it's for these people and places that DEC is committed to keeping the lights on.
Go Glass. Repair, replace, upgrade, or enhance. Go Glass is your go-to for everything glass, friendly and fast. From our Infinity insulated glass windows that we bake right here on Delmarva, to auto glass, and from shower doors to beautiful glass railings, even screen porches and patio doors. Go Glass is your one-stop shop for everything glass, friendly and fast. Online at go-glass.com. We're proud to be Delmarva's #1 glass company. Go Glass.
Your child deserves the best. When your child is sick, every moment counts. And the team at Tidal Health Pediatrics understands the urgency of such situations. Whether it's a sudden fever, a troubling cough, or another pediatric ailment, your child will be seen when they need it most. Schedule your child's appointment now at tidalhealth.org/findapediatrician or call 410-912-5785 because your child's health is our top priority. Tidal Health Pediatrics, compassionate care when you need it most.
Upgrade your roof. Whether it's metal roofing or shingles, Alpha Roofing and Siding is the pinnacle of protection and style, using premium materials that withholds any harsh conditions that are covered by a 50-year material warranty. Get free gutter guards with your new roof and 12 months no interest. Ask us how to save 30% with the federal tax credit on solar skylights. Call today for more details. Alpha Roofing and Siding, where protection comes first and setting the standard is our legacy.
Now on Coast TV News.
We're expecting a couple of hot and muggy days for Delmarva, then watching Hurricane Debby now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. This will bring heavy rain and wind to us by the end of the week. I'll have the forecast details coming up.
Potential options for living in Lewis, the next step in the effort of making housing more affordable in the city.
Scorching severity, the grim milestone recently passed from a massive fire in California.
Marlin Mania, this is last year's winning Blue Marlin. We have the millions of dollars on the line and some changes at this year's White Marlin Open.
This is Coast TV News Today.
August 5th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensa. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 5:29. A little bit role reversal here for the weekend. I was the one that went across the bay, and I think you're the one that stayed here on Delmarva.
I stayed put. Yeah, how was your travels?
It was great. Saw Hootie and the Blowfish in concert. Oh, love Hootie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter the weather, that just has to be a fun time.
It was a good time.
Good, I'm glad. Yeah, I know. We definitely switched. Did the Bay Bridge miss me?
It did.
Yeah.
It was like, where's Paige? I'm like, you just get mad.
I give them a lot of toll money. I'm sure they miss me. But we are going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey now. Bob, yeah, maybe a little difficult travel-wise, but should be okay today.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape today and tomorrow. It's after that, guys, that I think the weather does start to go downhill. Good morning to you and good morning, Delmarva. Out the door this morning, it's mild and muggy, 70 in Delmar. Georgetown, good morning to you, 74. Lewis right now, 73. And we've got a southwesterly breeze. It's going to be a mild and muggy day. We're seeing mainly clear skies, maybe a few pockets of fog along the coast. Otherwise, clear, sunny, hot, and humid for us as high pressure is building in. But the other big story is now Hurricane Debby now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. And look how this eye is tightening up. It's getting very strong. So thankfully it's running out of water to strengthen, but probably a strong Category 1 hurricane as it's making landfall. Then that will affect us later in the week. But today, no worries. Just warm and humid as temperatures warming through the 80s to the low 90s by noon, maybe mid 90s by about 2 o'clock with 70s and 80s at the coast and maybe a stray shower or storm as we go into the evening. And feels like temperatures mid to upper 90s. So have your water and have the higher SPF sunscreen. UV index today is a 9. Burn time only 10 minutes. But look what happens. We're in the very high range in the next couple of days, and then it drops Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as we get into those tropical rains. But stay safe in the sun the next couple of days.
Thank you, Bob. Debby, now a hurricane as it takes aim at Florida.
Yeah, some areas there are already feeling the effects of that storm.
With the continuous rainfall, it made driving difficult for those who went out on the roads and were hit with standing water. Just look at that.
Yeah, yikes. According to the National Hurricane Center, that storm expected to continue to bring major flooding. And this weekend, all welcome storms across Delmarva, and with that, of course, some storm damage as well. What we're showing you on your screen now are the events of the weekend's thunderstorms. This is in Milford. You can see trees down in neighborhoods. Wind gusts were reported there up to 50 miles an hour.
Here's what the scene is like this morning at the Ocean City Inlet. We have some boats going out. Not sure if that one is one that's going out for the White Marlin Open, but about 12 hours from now, that is where the boats will make their way back to the scales in the attempt to win big money. As of this morning, there are 318 boats registered for this year's tournament, and due to the chance of windy offshore conditions, the White Marlin Open has extended its fishing days to Saturday, August the 10th. So right now, the total purse, $8.5 million. Officials say that changes due to what they are calling unsettled weather. It is the 51st White Marlin Open, which claims to be the world's largest and richest billfish tournament. Last year, not a single white marlin that was brought to the Harbor Island scales met the qualifications. Top prize of over $6 million last year went to John Oles of Laytonsville, Maryland. He hauled in a blue marlin weighing over 640 pounds.
After months of discussion, Lewis is set to hold a public hearing that would pave the way for accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs or tiny homes in the city. It's been a topic in the works for quite some time, and the city now wants your feedback. ADUs are basically a smaller place to live that can be built on an existing property or built into or on top of one. In the current draft ordinance, the city says allowing ADUs would, quote, help alleviate the worker and working family housing shortage, end quote. The public can share their thoughts on this draft ordinance tonight.
Today, we enter the final week of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. There is a live shot of Paris, probably the iconic shot of that city, the Eiffel Tower. And today on CoastTV, you can catch events like beach volleyball, diving, and sport climbing. Team USA crushing the Olympics this year, so let's recap where we currently stand with the medal count.
All right, Team USA, we're still #1 overall with our medal count. We have a total of 71 medals. We are a whole 26 medals ahead of the next highest team, and that's China. We tie in gold medals, however, with China. Now, 2 more teams, they also tie in gold with each other. They are Great Britain, South Korea. Both countries have a total of 10 each so far. And then rounding out our bottom 9 top countries, they include Japan, Italy, and Canada.
This morning, the area around Sand Hill Fields near Georgetown recovering from theft over the weekend. The garage there was broken into last night, and according to a Facebook post, thousands of dollars of equipment was stolen.
A year-long investigation into a string of shopliftings is now over. Laurel police say it was in May of 2023. Photos showed Sterling Jones shoplifting from the Laurel Walgreens. But then days after, they realized multiple Walgreens across Sussex County were robbed by Jones, totaling over $1,000. Police say Jones went back to his home state of New York. Delaware State Police worked with New York City Police in getting Jones back to Delaware. Just this weekend, he was extradited. He now faces charges in Sussex.
Got a little perspective here on the severity of the large wildfires in the U.S. right now. Their total burn mark spans more than 2 million acres.
So for some reference there, that's double the size of Rhode Island. The biggest wildfire in the country is California's Park Fire. Amy Kiley shows us how it just passed another grim milestone.
It's hard to be at your house and know that everybody else has lost theirs.
Large wildfires are now burning in about a dozen states. The National Interagency Fire Center reports they've scorched more than 2 million acres.
We're going to take this thing on.
The largest ongoing blaze is California's Park Fire.
And put these folks back home where they belong, and hopefully the closest thing to their normalcy that we can provide.
CAL FIRE says its burn mark surpassed 400,000 acres over the weekend. It's the fourth largest blaze in state history, and it's destroyed hundreds of structures, including homes near this woman's.
If you need anything, you guys know where I live.
About 50 miles north of Denver is the Alexander Mountain Fire. Some students and teachers near it are going back to school when they can't even go back home. The Quarry Fire also is near Denver. Officials say firefighters are containing more and more of it after its rapid start.
I know that their feet are torn up and bruised. They are heroes and they are saving our community.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A sentencing date has been set for Hunter Biden in connection to his criminal gun case. According to a federal judge, Hunter Biden will be sentenced to his criminal gun case on November 13th. Biden was convicted in June of 3 criminal counts related to his purchase and possession of a revolver while being an illegal drug user. He now faces a maximum possible sentence of 25 years in prison. Biden faces another criminal trial as well in Los Angeles federal court next month. That's where he's being charged with 9 counts stemming from his alleged failure to pay at least $1.4 million in taxes over several years.
Got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, Big Oyster's asking for your help. We're going to tell you why the restaurant's battling with nearby neighbors.
Also, Bird Bash in Cleveland. The Orioles end the weekend on a high note thanks to a couple of long balls.
And shelter seeking more space. The plea for adoptions as animals overtake one Wicomico County shelter. Stick with us on CoastTV News Today.
Explore the natural wonders of the Delaware Bay at Fisherman's Wharf in Lewis. Our fleet of boats guarantees an experience like no other, no matter the season. Keep your eyes peeled for majestic whales, playful dolphins, and curious seals. From full and half-day fishing trips to evening cruises, special events, and even private charters, there's something for everyone. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, taking in the incredible beauty of the Delaware Bay. What are you waiting for? Check us out online, then book your trip today.
Come home to Crawl Street Tavern, where everyone's a local. Home to the Crawl Daddy Light Craft Beer. Start your day off right with breakfast classics. Indulge in your favorite pub grub. Amazing wings and killer crab cakes. Live music every weekend. Located on Wicomico Street. Just steps away from the Ocean City Boardwalk. Open every day starting at 8 a.m.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind because you deserve the best.
Just about 5:39 on our muggy Monday morning. Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camp. Beautiful flowers in the foreground. Calm on the canal. 66 in Ocean City. Elsewhere, we've got 70 in Delmarva, Georgetown 74, and Milton now 72. Winds are light out of the southwest, and we're looking at clear skies, and we're looking at a lot of sunshine for today. And we have a break for a couple days before we get into tropical moisture from Debby. Now a Category 1 storm and strengthening quickly, making landfall landfall as an 80-mile-per-hour hurricane in Florida. That'll affect us late in the week, but today looking good on the golf course or anything you're doing outdoors. Make sure you have your sunscreen and the water too. 91, maybe a stray storm, but feeling like mid to upper 90s. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
From the sounds of it, not much vacancy these days at the Wicomico County Humane Society in Salisbury. This summer, the shelter finds itself over capacity for dogs, and they are at capacity for cats. Vet tech Julie Wallace says the high capacity has been hard on the shelter staff, and they're asking those looking to adopt a pet to be understanding.
Go into it with a positive attitude and a little patience, because we're all trying our hardest and our wheels are going, we're running on the wheel as fast as we can.
And the Humane Society says they plan to build a new shelter to help with capacity issues. They're hoping to break ground in 2 years. That's, of course, depending on their funding efforts. Well, check this out now. We've all heard of firefighters saving cats in trees in Rehoboth Beach. That was a dog 10 feet up in a tree on the banks of the canal near Canal Corcoran. Now, good news, firefighters say they rescued the dog. We were happy to hear that, but here's where you come in. No collar was found on that dog, and that is adorable. Oh my gosh. If you do own this dog, the Rehoboth Beach Fire Department says the dog is being taken to the Brandywine Valley SPCA in Georgetown. Again, Brandywine Valley SPCA, call them, claim your dog. Ocean City now, mark your calendars for Ocean City's Police National Night Out. That's happening tomorrow night. So mark your calendars for that. Ocean City's National Night Out happening tomorrow from 5:30 to 7:30. That's at Northside Park, West Lagoon Field. Expect some exciting demonstrations, a chance to explore emergency vehicles, even Chief Ross Bizarro in a dunk tank. That's to raise funds for the Police Morale Committee.
On Saturday, the Orioles got off the mat in their 4-game series at Cleveland with a win over the best team in baseball, much needed in the effort to keep the top spot in the American League East. On Sunday, Orioles looking to leave Northeast Ohio with a split. We go to the first inning. Big 2-out hit here by Ryan O'Hearn. Takes it the other way down the left field line. Gunnar Henderson scores all the way from first as the Orioles open with the lead. Birds held a 1-run lead in the fourth. That's when rookie Jackson Holliday does that. A solo jack, and the Orioles go up 4-2. And then just 2 batters later, it's Henderson in on the home run party. Gunnar's 29th of the season, and the Orioles do indeed get that split. Statement series on the road, and the Birds hold their own. Kyle Schwarber led off the game with a home run. Zach Wheeler pitched 8 shutout innings as the Phillies snap a 6-game losing streak. Nats jumped out to a 4-0 lead, and they held on for the win against the National League Central leading Brewers. Bad night at Purdue for the Shorebirds. Myrtle Beach scores 13 runs on 7 hits. Birds are off today. They begin a road swing in Salem on Tuesday. How about this? Last night at Roxana, Beardstown, Illinois defended their senior Little League Softball World Series title, shutting out Irmo, South Carolina, 11-0 Illinois. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first, and they never looked back.
And today in your entertainment news, music on the big screen, Heroes in a Half Shell. Here's David Daniel with your Hollywood Minute.
Usher lights up the City of Lights. Here's your first look at Usher Rendezvous in Paris, filmed at the city's La Scène Musicale. The live concert show pairs new costumes, lighting, and special effects with hits from the performer's 30-year career. Usher Rendezvous in Paris screens in theaters September 12th through the 15th.
Let's do this.
Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brings back the voice cast of last year's Mutant Mayhem movie. But the series splits up the sibling superheroes, so they have to rely on their individual skills.
It's always a little daunting to follow up like a movie that, was as successful and beloved as Mutant Mayhem was. And again, Turtles is a 40-year-old franchise that people just love. So, the challenge is, 1, adding something new, and 2, not messing it up.
Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles debuts Friday on Paramount+. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It's a hazy, muggy morning on our Spicer Brothers camp in Salisbury. 73, a couple of hot and humid days on the way for Delmarva. Then our attention turns to Hurricane Debby, now making landfall in Florida. We'll be feeling the direct or indirect effects of Debby by the end of the week with heavy rain and wind. I'll track it coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
If you're experiencing ringing, humming, or buzzing in your ear, you may have tinnitus.
Tinnitus is a condition that can make it hard to understand speech, relax, or sleep.
If you have any of these symptoms, the first step is getting your hearing tested. The audiologist will be able to diagnose your problem and prescribe you devices that can alleviate your symptoms.
Hearing aids like Signias even offer tinnitus programs that can offset tinnitus noises.
To learn more information about Mast Audiology, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Please listen carefully. Some roofing manufacturers have produced and sold defective shingles. They're not required to notify the consumer. If your roof was installed between 1999 and 2008 and you're experiencing shingle damages or premature shingle failure, give Morse Roofing a call to see if you qualify for a new roofing system with very little out-of-pocket expense. Don't wait. Call Morse Roofing now at 302-663-0042. There's good, there's better, then there's Morse.
Welcome to Sea Level Designs. Come visit us for an extraordinary selection of nautical gifts and decor for your home. Choose from thousands of coastal home accessories, including pillows, accent furniture, lamps, indoor-outdoor rugs, wall decor, and so much more. Whether you live by the beach or just dream of ocean breezes, we have something for everyone in every price range. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with our constantly changing inventory. Sea Level Designs, open year-round in Bethany Beach.
Septic system issues can lead to backups in your home and costly repairs if not addressed immediately. When buying or selling a property, a septic inspection goes hand in hand. A septic system in good working order is important for the property's value and the occupant's health.
At PM Price and Associates, we have trusted McMullen Septic Service for our Delaware inspections for over 18 years.
For over 70 years, people have trusted McMullen Septic Service for all their septic needs. Because your business is our business.
Time is now 5:46 on your Monday morning. Let's take a live look now, see what's going on in Ocean City. It looks pretty nice there, Bob, but I'm just going to guess by the feel of my skin, my hair, everything this morning, it's a little muggy.
Yeah, you know, the frizz factor is up there. If I had a frizz factor scale, it'd probably be about an 8 or a 9 today, Paige. It will be a very muggy day. It's in our weather headlines. The week is starting hot and humid with highs into the low to mid 90s, but with the humidity feeling like mid to upper 90s. A stalled out front midweek cools our temperatures down, but we start to see rounds of rain and thunderstorms, and we're watching Hurricane Debby now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. That will bring late week heavy rain, some wind, and possibly some flooding. More on that coming up, but right now out the door, not bad. 69 Salisbury. Good morning to you in Georgetown, 74. Milton, 72. Lewis right now, 73. We've got a southwesterly breeze, pretty light, so it's going to be mild and muggy, but very quiet across Delmarva today as high pressure is building in. You can see the clear skies back to our west as well, but then we go down the coast and it's tropical mischief in the form of Hurricane Debby now making landfall in the Big Bend of Florida, and thankfully it's running out of water to strengthen because it's quickly strengthening. We've got a strong Category 1 hurricane, 80-mile-per-hour winds moving north-northeast to 10, pressure 979 millibars. It is strengthening very quickly as it continues to move over Florida. It'll weaken into a tropical storm and then meander across the southeast coast, dumping a lot of rain. They could see maybe 20 to 30 inches of rain across coastal South Carolina. Could be a flooding emergency there. And then we see the remnants of this moving up to around Raleigh, North Carolina by Saturday. So it's very slow moving, spending really much of the week across the southeast. Now today, as I mentioned, it's warm and muggy, 80s to low to mid 90s by this afternoon. A little cooler at the beaches, maybe a stray shower or storm. And then tomorrow, pretty much the same. Upper 80s as we head into noon, and by the afternoon, low 90s, maybe a bigger coverage of storms. And then we go into Wednesday and we'll see a front stalling over us. And I think that will increase showers and storms as we go throughout the day. And I think those storms will start to pick up as we go later Wednesday and into Thursday as well. You can see Thursday morning a band of heavier rain over us, not necessarily associated with Debby. Here comes Debby through North Carolina. And then by Friday, 2 p.m., we start to see the heavier rain shield south of D.C., south of Delmarva, and then that heavy rain spreads in Friday into Saturday, and also some wind as well, maybe very heavy rain as we head into Saturday morning, and then the system system starts to exit Saturday night, and then Sunday, it looks like it does start to clear out. But the rain amounts could be pretty impressive as we go through Friday, maybe upwards of about 3 inches of rain, and then we tack on several more inches Friday into Saturday, so maybe a grand total of 6 to 9 inches. Obviously, with that much rain, we could see some flooding. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. Hot, sunny the next couple of days, and temperatures start to drop by midweek as that moisture develops with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. The rain intensifies late week. We'll probably be issuing a first alert day here in the next day or so for Friday, maybe Saturday. Saturday, heavy rain, and then it does dry out Sunday and 83.
Thank you, Bob. Ocean City police say a scammer is impersonating their chief. Police say the scammers tell locals they owe money regarding inheritance fees, and they'll be arrested if they don't pay up. OCPD says this is a scare tactic and not to send money to anyone posing as law enforcement.
Big Oyster Brewery saying it's facing some opposition to its live music, outdoor speakers, and children's play area. According to a letter from the brewery, a group of people who live nearby gathered signatures for a petition. The petition was submitted to the Delaware Alcoholic Beverage Control Commissioner. The company now asking for customers and those in the area to sign their support letter. Their live music is actually canceled for the time being. Big Oyster says a hearing will happen in the next few weeks.
In Rehoboth Beach, the election is coming up at the end of this week. Election day is Saturday, August 10th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This will be at the Convention Center for voters who can't go in person. Absentee ballots must be filed by noon on Friday, August 9th.
Changes are coming to the Laurel School District starting this year. There will be an intermediate school for grades 5 and 6. The school will be housed with the elementary school, but will feature their own principal and office. The school district saying the goal of this change is to improve school culture and provide more individual attention.
Next on CoastTV News today, mental health hurdles will tell you what the 3 Americans newly freed from Russia may struggle with after their experience in detainment.
And a mild and muggy Monday morning on our Bay Health Cam in Dover. We're looking at a couple of hot and humid days for Delmarva. Then the rain from Debby starts to impact Delmarva later in the week with heavy rain and wind late week into the weekend. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
Wow, it's so much bigger than you realize. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the largest selection of tile from around the world. And they are the only Dow Tile Premier showroom on the shore. They have the knowledge and expertise to assist architects, designers, and homeowners, and are fully licensed to take on any job from start to finish. Family owned and operated since 1947. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
Your child deserves the best. When your child is sick, every moment counts. And the team at Tidal Health Pediatrics understands the urgency of such situations. Whether it's a sudden fever, a troubling cough, or another pediatric ailment, your child will be seen when they need it most. Schedule your child's appointment now at tidalhealth.org/findapediatrician or call 410-912-5785 because your child's health is our top priority. Tidal Health Pediatrics, compassionate care when you need it most.
Are you on the verge of foreclosure? Is your home in serious disrepair? Or do you just need to sell fast?
Are you overwhelmed with an inherited house or a rental and want to cash out?
Hi, I'm Delmarva Dave Schmidt.
And I'm his sister Christina.
And we're local home buyers.
Here to help solve your problems. We'll get you an as-is, fast cash offer on any type of property anywhere on Delmarva in any condition with no required repairs or commissions. Call or text today.
Or visit delmarvadave.com.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor, and suddenly I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, but is ready for the next storm? If it's time for a new roof, call Hershey Exteriors. As a GAF Master Elite contractor, we offer the industry's best warranty. Our roofs come with a Golden Pledge 50-year warranty on materials and a 25-year workmanship warranty that is backed by GAF. Call Hershey Exteriors, your trusted roofing pros, and get 0% financing for 12 months because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
It is the largest prisoner exchange between the U.S. and Russia since the Cold War. 3 Americans now celebrating their freedom.
Yeah, however, experts say this experience will likely have a big impact on their lives forever. Mandy Gaither shows us what mental health hurdles those released may now be facing.
A historic prisoner swap, but after prolonged detainment, those released from Russia may have a long road ahead when it comes to mental and emotional well-being.
I think anytime somebody goes through a major life disruption, like being detained and imprisoned, there's going to be a readjustment period.
At Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center, Ariana Gallagher works with patients who have gone through trauma. She says people process it differently and not everyone will have a hard time afterwards. But she says for anyone who's gone through stress or trauma, it's important to be aware of post-traumatic stress disorder signs, including sleep disturbances, intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, nightmares, being easily startled, increased irritability, anxiety, and avoidance of people, places, or things that act as triggers.
It's natural to want to avoid having that experience. So for a lot of people, their world starts to become a little narrow because of those avoidance behaviors.
With the right support, Gallagher says those struggling after a trauma can find relief, many times through therapy.
I think the take-home message is that there's hope. You don't have to continue to suffer.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And Gallagher says having a support system is critical for anyone who's gone through a traumatic experience.
Time is now 5:55, and it's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet of the day, it is an adorable dog that Paige we have seen before.
Aww.
On your screen, that is 18-month-old Tilly. Tilly loves walks and can get a little wild at times. Tilly is filled with so much love and brings so much joy to their family every day. This is submitted to us by Paula in Rehoboth Beach.
We remember Tilly. Great
do.
photo there. We want to keep seeing all your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos and telling us what makes them so special.
Scan the QR code at the top of your screen to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
All right, it's 5:56 now. Time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Now, Bob, this feels like a typical August day with the temperatures, and we're just waiting to see what Debbie's going to bring later in the week.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is waiting to see what Debbie's going to do. And if somebody knows what Debbie's doing or where she's tracking, they're not telling the truth, because it's just going to meander around the southeast for a few days. Then we'll start to see that moisture headed our way by the end of the week. But today, we'll have the sunscreen and a lot of water as we're seeing temperatures quickly rising to the 70s into the 80s, then eventually low 90s. And I think feels like temperatures with that high humidity will be in the mid to upper 90s with 80s at the beaches. Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Another hot one Tuesday, 90 degrees. Then a stalled out front kicks off showers and storms Wednesday, 81. That's the beginning of the heavier rain that will continue towards the end of the week. Then I think we will start to really feel the effects of Debbie by Friday into Saturday with heavy rain and wind. We could be issuing some first alerts coming up here in the next couple of days. Stay tuned. And then it dries out Sunday. Then it's a little cooler and drier as we go into next week.
All right, Bob, thanks. Coming up in our next hour, Seeking Housing Solution, we look at where affordable living options stand in Lewis. That and more as Coast TV News Today continues.